Welcome to the new Anomali Unified Security Data Lake experience. This is the foundation for how security teams bring together telemetry, context, and intelligence into a single operational view. Let's look at detections, which drive the overall risk score. Detections are rules that run continuously in the background against incoming log data, evaluating telemetry for conditions that may indicate suspicious or noteworthy behavior. On the Detections page, you can view a running list of detections by severity, with time controls to adjust the scope of analysis. These rules can be created as an AQL rule, a Copilot-developed rule, or an IOC match rule. Detections help surface meaningful signals within large volumes of data. Each detection can be mapped to a MITRE tactic, providing visibility into user activity and showing where coverage exists across the MITRE framework. In the lower table, you can view detections along with their category, severity, detection count for the selected time period, trend via sparkline, and when they were last seen. You can also drill down into individual detections to view detailed context, including detection details, associated alerts, and underlying raw logs. Within the platform, detection rules define what the system looks for, how activity is classified, and how detections contribute to entity risk. Each rule includes its conditions, data sources, severity, and risk impact, and can be created using AQL, Copilot, or IOC matches, giving analysts a clear and flexible way to tune detections and reduce noise. Let's take a look at the new entity and group tools for the Anomali Unified Security Data Lake. Entities represent identifiable elements within your logging data, each tied to a single object. Most commonly, entities are users, defined by login credentials, email addresses, department memberships, and other identity attributes. Each entity carries a running risk score based on observed activity within the data lake. Peer group membership is embedded into each entity, allowing risk to be evaluated relative to similar users, machines, or applications, with configurable multipliers and master risk override, enabling precise adjustments based on impact. Analysts can drill into contributing detections to understand the activity driving risk, while Copilot provides a clear summary and recommends adjustments based on enrichment data. Together, this makes each entity a centralized view for connecting identity, behavior, and risk, helping analysts prioritize and act with greater context. Now, let's look at alerts. On the Alerts page, you can view key details such as when the alert was first seen, its severity, status, associated entities, related detections, MITRE technique coverage, and the assigned owner for triage. Alerts are part of a broader case management workflow, where they can be promoted to an incident for further investigation, closed after review, or marked as a false positive. This allows teams to track and manage security activity through a structured process. Anomali Agentic AI supports this workflow by analyzing alerts for patterns, MITRE alignment, and more complex behavior, providing recommendations on whether an alert should be escalated or closed. Alert rules define how detections are evaluated and elevated into alerts within the platform. They establish the criteria for when activity moves from observation to something that requires action. Each rule can incorporate thresholds, combinations of detections, severity levels, and contextual conditions to identify higher-order signals. This allows alerts to reflect meaningful patterns rather than isolated events. For analysts, alert rules provide control over how alerts are generated and prioritized. Speaking of the Agentic SOC, let's take a quick look at Anomali Workforce AI. Here you can view the agents available within the platform, each designed with a defined persona that reflects their role in the workflow. These agents operate alongside analysts to support tasks such as tuning detection rules, reducing false positives, and identifying gaps in coverage, helping manage incoming detections, guide triage decisions, and elevate relevant alerts into incidents. Selecting an agent provides additional detail on its responsibilities, permissions, data access, and the internal tools it can leverage, giving teams clear visibility into how each agent functions within the environment.